And you've actually heard from Freddie Mac.
I have, yeah. Completely, I had not expected to, because they don't initiate, or they don't participate in dialogue between homeowners and themselves ever. Actually,
who did you get the settlement offer from?
It was Freddie Mac. The settlement offer is they agreed to actually sell the property to my mom. When I filed the lawsuit, they turned the case over to a separate law firm than they normally work with, and that law firm is targeted at defeating wrongful foreclosure claims for banks. So they were paying about $560 an hour to defeat my lawsuit. I couldn't work or go to school for about 3 months. I was struggling to make my payments, but I was making them. I had contacted the bank, and in March they had told me to stop paying so that I would qualify for the modification. They initiated foreclosure proceedings right away.
Who was it sold to?
It was sold to U.S. Bank. They sold it to themselves. Actually, they sold it to themselves for the amount of my original loan, not including the 4 years of payments that I made. They made quite a bit of money. My original loan was $40,000, and I had it paid down to $28,000. Kind of this whole time, they've both blamed each other for it. The settlement offer is they agreed to actually sell the property to my mom. They won't sell it back to me, and Freddie Mac actually has a policy that they will never ever sell a property to back to the homeowner, or back to somebody that will let that homeowner occupy that property again. That's what was so groundbreaking about it, was that they were selling it to my mom with the understanding that I would stay here. They actually put a clause in their sale agreement saying that you won't ever let this previous owner occupy the property again.
This is an agency that was created to help us.
Created to help us, and we pay them. They own 59% of mortgages right now. Clearly not acting in the best interest of our homeowners. This was back when U.S. Bank employees were allowed to email back and forth with people that were inquiring, and now they're not, which is interesting, because there's a written record then. But this was the assistant.
How did you find that out?
They had stopped. They would only do phone conversations with me, and I asked, why aren't you answering my emails? And they said, we don't do email. And I said, but you do, because you did with me for 8 months. And they said, nope. Everybody else that I've talked to that's dealing with U.S. Bank isn't able to do emails either. So I think it's probably a policy. Anytime you tell them that you're recording the conversation, they tell you that that's not allowed, and then if you continue, they tell you to shut the recorder off, and if you don't, then they hang up. One of the main emails that I have was dated October 7th, and October 7th of 2011, and it says that I'm in review for the HAMP modification. Why that matters is I have this letter from them that I received in the mail dated October 11th saying that as long as I'm in review for the HAMP modification, they won't foreclose or sell my house at the sheriff's sale for 30 days. October 18th, I have the dated sheriff's sale certificate from 7 days after I got that letter saying that they wouldn't sell my house. My Occupy Homes Minnesota kickoff barbecue is called my Beat the Banks campaign in the middle of September, and we all gathered in the backyard and called. I had about 55 people show up, and we all got out our cell phones during the barbecue and called John Luca Jr., the regional manager of Freddie Mac, and left him voicemails encouraging him to work with me to negotiate. 4 days after that, I got my first settlement offer.